Ladies, good afternoon to you and good afternoon to everybody. I want to say something to you because we're all at some point have been guilty of this. So I'm coming from a place of understanding. I'm coming not from a place of condemning, but understanding. But it is for all of us to learn. Oftentimes, I'm not saying all the time, but many times, things that happen to women by men in the negative, it is because we allow it. I'm telling you. So for example, if you live with a man, or you're married or you're not married, or he's your boyfriend, it's a conjugal relationship, or a visiting relationship, and you find that the man abuses you in one form or another. If you nip it in the bud, meaning if you speak to him and he doesn't listen to you the first time, maybe you might say, all right, I'm going to give him another chance if he were to do it. Let us say you give him 3 strikes. It has to be 3 strikes and you're out, and it depends on the situation. Because if it becomes like a physical abuse, you may not live to tell the tale of the 3 strikes and you are out. Men are physically made stronger. What has happened is that our foreparents have taught us that, and I'm saying these words overtly, covertly and overtly, meaning directly and indirectly, they have taught us that we're not complete without a man. And that is why many women stay in abusive relationships. I call it abusive. So he may not necessarily be beating upon you physically or sexually, but he can be, neglectful emotionally. So he's not there emotionally. He's not there psychologically. He's not there financially. He's not there physically as often as he should be. And what has happened is that you have been so conditioned to believe that men are scarce, and if you drop this one, it's going to be very difficult for you to get another because your biological clock is ticking away. They have conditioned us and caused us to believe a lie, a myth. Am I saying that sometimes some of these things don't happen? Anything can happen in life. We live in a real world. We live in a broken world. So naturally, you may find older women, it may be a little bit more difficult. You may find it a little bit more difficult for them to get a good man in their life. But similarly, you may find it difficult for a young girl to get a good man in his life, because you may find that when the men look on, they say, oh, there goes my prey. P-R-E-Y. Not pray, P-R-A-Y. So what I'm simply saying to you, it is about the mindset that you have, the value that you place on yourself. Even if you have the lowest of self-esteem, if tomorrow or this minute you decide that no more, I'm going to take the abuse, I'd rather go through the pains of just being lonely, not having the person that I feel like I love. What many of us constitute as love is not even love, Because I've often said that when I hear the men say, I would prefer respect over love. I laugh because if you look at the components of what love is not rude. Love does not boast. Love honors. It cherishes. Then therefore, a component of love is respect. So I don't think men really delved into the etymology of what love is. Respect is a part of love. So really you desire love. If somebody truly loves you, they automatically will respect you. Love is not rude. Love is respectful. That is what it is saying. And women, when the man is abusive in one form or another, when the man is harsh, embitters you, is disrespectful, unloving, uncouth, and practices those behaviors, then it therefore tells this saga or the story that this is a situation that I have to pull myself away from. If many women did that, I guarantee you, most men will start to pull their socks up. They will not be caught with their pants down. They will begin to think, oh my goodness, I cannot live without this woman. I cannot do without this woman. This is a good woman. She's not perfect. There are things about her that needs to improve, but I cannot afford to lose her. You don't give the men those, you don't give him that choice. You know? No matter how it hurts or you feel like, pull away. Do not take the disrespect. Do not take the dishonor. Do not take the devaluing women. Far too often we're doing this to ourselves because of what they have taught us, a bad principle, a bad teacher. What do you mean you're not complete if you don't have a man? What do you mean? So, if the man doesn't have a woman, what is he then? If it is a puzzle, it means that neither of the two pieces must be missing. So the man also would not be complete. Men, what they claim that men love differently than women, I don't know if I would want to call that love. So for example, you live with a woman, women, you see the shacking up thing? Ladies, listen to me. Most times it does not work out the way you want it to. They can shack up with you for 20, 30, 40 years. Then they leave you and go to somebody else. I've heard of stories of men doing that and ask the woman to iron his clothes, telling the woman that he's going to somebody's wedding when it is his own wedding. I heard a woman lost her mind. She couldn't believe it when somebody told her, no, he's getting married to somebody else. He made her iron. That is a different level of evil and wicked. I don't know how in his mind he thinks that marriage is going to work out, though. The men who do things like that, I don't know where they get that impression. So women, a lot of the disrespect, and notice I didn't say all, I can't speak in the absolute. It is because we allow it. Because we allow it, you feel in the back of your minds, I may not be able to get a next man to kind of take care of me a little bit. It's the best one I feel I can get based on where I'm at. I can't get the Denzel Washingtons, and they're just using Denzel as a benchmark. That is what has happened, unfortunately, ladies. We allow it. Because if he were to strike you once and you say, what? You hit me? Goodbye. And you pack your things and go, if it is not your place, or you walk away from the relationship, let me tell you, if it happens in droves, men will begin to treat women with respect and honor. They will not be shacking up. They will say, when you want to get married. We tolerate a lot of it, ladies, as hard as it may be to accept. All of us have been guilty in one way or another. And you know what ends up happening? You become more mature. And I use a shacking up example. Treats you with little respect. Because men are like this. They watch. They say, oh, she will give me leeway. Remember, you say their consciences, it is a little bit different from ours. It seems as if God threw the consciences at them, to be honest with you, while we were standing in the line and got a good showering of consciences. You know what I mean? Or a conscience. It's like them to kind of stay far and fling it upon them. So they have no qualms in doing, just as the example I gave about making you iron the clothes and go and marry somebody else. Right? So many dating you, and then just leave you and say, oh, by the way, I have this person, or I'm married, and all kinds of evil things, abuse you physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, financially, so many different ways. Ladies, most times we allow it because we stay in it. Stop the nonsense. There are 8 billion people in the world. Stop skewing your eyes that you cannot get a man. Not true. Me see someone 90-year-old get married, someone 70-year-old, 80-year-old. What? Value yourselves. Value yourselves. You see something that you don't like and you realize it seems to be a pattern. It seems to be consistent and persist. Pull away if they don't want. If you have the conversation and they're respectful and they're not listening, all right, say, I'm not going to feel a little sad and hurt because I've gotten used to this relationship. I feel like I love this person, but I'm pulling away. I'm not taking the abuse, the disrespect, the lack of love, the lack of support, the lack of protection anymore. It is really us, ladies. We need to really empower ourselves internally before we extend it to others. Honestly. All right? Anyway, guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe and give me one of those lions. Thank you.